Alright, so Whoop today just announced some new hardware. The Whoop 5.0 sensor is one of those, in addition to new bands and new tiered pricing subscription models. In today's video, I want to show you this new 5.0 sensor. This is the retail packaging and what you will get, including that new basic wired charger that differs substantially from the other one that came in prior generations with the Whoop 4 band. If you're a longtime follower of the channel or a new viewer, we love reviewing health products now, whether it's Whoop bands, Aura rings, or Ultra Human. We've done them all, those reviews on the channel. But for today's video, we're going to talk specifically about the Whoop 5.0 sensor. Will it work with existing bands? No is the answer for that. It is 7% smaller, but there is an even higher hardware that is called the Whoop MG. We will be covering in a future video. Make sure to subscribe and thumbs up this video if you're interested in that. So yeah, not only do we have a new basic charger, which is one of the big differences in the packaging, but there's a new core knit band that is a little bit more reasonable in price, but everything else still remains the same aside from that 7% size difference. And I will show you that comparison here, but as far as what you get in this box, if you're familiar with Whoop in general, a lot of this won't look surprising to you, but we will take a quick look. You can see how it says wear your Whoop and then slide to charge. I liked this being one of the biggest selling points for the Whoop band, and that was that wireless charger, which does come, or you can buy separately if you want. It is just no longer included in the packaging. You can see you have a get started QR code here and a couple other little fitness exercise silhouettes of people. Not much else. When you actually go to open the box up and take a look at everything here, you can see the band is actually already on the Whoop itself, the 5.0 sensor. And if you were just to look at this, not knowing any different, you probably would be hard pressed to see any difference in both of these bands. However, when you go ahead and lift it up, that's where you will slightly see how much tinier this is. 7% might not sound like a lot, but when you're coming from a device this small, it will make a difference, at least to me personally. And here is the 4.0 side by side with that new 5.0. So again, not substantial, but I'm glad it went 5% in the right direction and they didn't make it 5% larger. Again, thanks to the way these loops actually now attach, you can see a slight deviation here. And again, the new watch, the new bands will not work with the 4.0. So just something to keep in mind there. A lot of the changes here are going to be integrated in the app with other tracking mechanisms that are available, but we'll touch on that in a later video as well. I really just want to give you guys a quick look to see what this really looks like. And obviously it's a little worn at this point, but sensor alignment all looks pretty similar. The biggest selling point to me wasn't even the slightly smaller size here. It was the much larger battery life of this Whoop band. So prior we were getting about 3 to 4 days on the Whoop 4.0. This is rated now at 14 days. So that's in ideal situations and circumstances. Most likely you're not going to get 14 out of it. I'm assuming to get about 10, 11, possibly even 12 days if we're lucky, but that is almost triple what we were getting with the 4.0. So just something to keep in mind there. Again, very similar hardware, doesn't look drastically different. The MG that again we will be talking about here in the near future will be a little bit different with that with those other sensors. And then yeah, the other piece here is going to now be that wired charger that we were just talking about. Take that for what you'd like. I am not a fan, like I said, specifically because that is why I liked the Whoop 4.0 band. It came with the wireless charger. Again, you can still use them. The best question is going to be, will it work on this band or is it not compatible? When you slide it in, you can see it's not reading it due to that size difference. So unfortunately, it looks like these old chargers are not going to be backwards compatible with the 5.0 band. You'll have to use one of the new ones. And again, it does come with the higher tier packages. But if you don't mind and you don't mind taking it off and setting it down for a charge, this will do its trick for you. And then one of the biggest changes here is going to be in the app. You can obviously order these now. I'll throw those affiliate links up down below. We greatly appreciate if you use it. But the main call out is going to be health span. This is making sure you get a guide on how to build habits that improve long-term health and slow your pace of aging. So, I don't know if you've seen in other competitors, it says your average health is, plus or minus a couple of years over what your actual health is or right aligned. It's just something to keep in mind, and they have much better actionable items from the feedback you're getting here. And then also now you're going to have that health screener with an ECG report, blood pressure insights, updated sleep scores. You have more women's health options, which is always good to see. And then eventually, we didn't get an actual release date, but in the US, we will have Whoop Advanced Labs. That is going to help and give you a more complete, comprehensive understanding of these metrics. And again, you have new memberships, as it says here as well. Whoop Peak, Whoop Life, and then those new bands, the Luxe Leather, the Core Knit that we were just talking about, and Whoop Body as well, if you want any of those garments they offer. One thing I did not touch on is actually how this new Core Knit feels. And it feels fine. It does feel a little breathable. It has some stretchiness to it. So if you are a band fanatic like we are, we like changing them out and having a ton of different options available. This is not going to be a bad one to use on the day-to-day, unless you want to swap it out, which again, you can. You can order them online. There's going to be third-party accessories, I'm sure, coming, and all of that. So I'm going to go ahead, get this all linked up and set up in the app, and we'll be right back. So we were able to get everything all set up. It took a few seconds only, and I wanted to show you them side by side on my wrist so you can see the differences. And again, this is ever so slightly smaller. It does feel a little better, a little more lightweight. Could be a placebo effect, but yeah, I definitely think this is going to be the way to go if you want to have some cost savings, or obviously the Whoop MG is going to be that premium option that you can get with or without a subscription. If you actually already have an existing membership, you can pay a one-time fee to upgrade and get the 5.0 or the MG directly in app. And if you were to go into it and look at the hardware, it will give you the breakdown of how to do it when you go into the app or on the website to order simply just to upgrade. So obviously I already did it. I have the MG coming, like I said. That's why it's not giving me the option, but keep that in mind. If you are looking to upgrade and don't need to buy the whole subscription again, you can pay that one-time fee. So aside from that though, we look forward to doing more of a deeper dive into the health span and all of that. So let me know what else you guys want to see in the future video. But for now, let me know your thoughts down below as well. What do you think about the new Whoop 5.0? Was it worth the wait? Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.